Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Ranker Buzz. So, in the series of the Judicial Service Examination Scheme, today we are here with the Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination Scheme today. So, today we will discuss about the Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination Scheme. So, as we know that Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination held, it has not been held since last 3-4 years. So, very soon there will be vacancy from the Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination. A good number of vacancies will come out from the Uttar Pradesh. So, let's go to the next slide. So what the first thing is that who conduct this examination. So in the case of Uttar Pradesh, the Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission is responsible for conducting this examination under the supervision of the Allahabad High Court. So basically, it is the UPPSC which conducts this particular examination in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and the online applications are being filled by the eligible candidates. So now coming to the eligibility criteria, which you must fulfill before being eligible for this examination and for before sitting for this examination. So the eligibility criteria is that the first thing is that an aspirant must be a Bachelor of Law degree. First, you must have LLB degree holder, okay, from bar recognized university, means बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया से रिकॉग्निशन होना जरूरी है जिस भी यूनिवर्सिटी से आप एलएलबी की डिग्री ले रहे हैं. Then for general category aspirants, the age criteria is 22 years to 35. The minimum is 22 and the maximum is 35 years. And but for the reserve category, it has been relaxed for 5 years. 5-year relaxation has been given for the reserve category students, whereas for the physically handicapped students or differently able student, 15 years is provided under this examination. So, and it also says that candidates must be fit to enroll under Advocates Act 1965. So as an advocate, enroll होने की capacity आपकी होनी चाहिए. You must be eligible to be enrolled as an advocate under Advocates Act 1961. Then it says the candidate must be well versed with Hindi in Devanagari script, as the subordinate codes function mostly in Hindi and in local languages, because as you know that in state of Uttar Pradesh, the mother tongue is the Hindi, and most of the work in the subordinate codes take place in Hindi and the local language. But in the case of High Court, definitely it is English, which is the official language. But in the case of lower courts, definitely it works in Hindi and the concerned local languages. So you must be well versed with the Hindi in Devanagari script. Now coming to the stages involved in this particular examination. So coming to the first point, that is Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examinations prelim examination. That is, so here it is an objective type paper. There will be 2 papers in this. One is of GK and one is of law, and both will be of 150 marks and 150 marks. Concluding both, it is in total it is 300 marks for the prelims, and there is a negative marking that is of 33.33%. that is 1/3 negative marking is here in this particular examination. And the minimum qualifying marks in the preliminary examination shall be 60%. 60% आना आपका जरूरी है if you belong to general category, and when it comes to the reserve category, then 55% is the minimum criteria. And there is no as such you will be given certain top 500 or 600 people will be taken. Once you qualify this, you get more than the the cutoff marks, that is the 60%, you will qualify. Okay, direct qualifying सिर्फ ये qualifying nature का है. Whatever number of people will qualify the examination will write the mains examination. After that, we come to the UP Judicial Services main examination, which is also of written nature. It is not objective as it in the case of preliminary examination, and in total it is of 1000 marks, having 5 different papers, 5 papers in this. Then comes to the interview, that is of 100 marks. Once you clear the mains examination, comes into the merit list, then definitely it will be the interview. And once the interview is completed, then the marks secured in the mains examination as well as in the interview will be concluded together to make a final merit list. So this was about the scheme of examination when it comes to the UP Judicial Service examination. Now coming to the preliminary examination syllabus, that what is the syllabus in this particular examination. So the first thing is that as I've already told you, that it is only qualifying in nature. Okay, you are not required to score 80%, 90%, but you just need to clear the the bar. It is there of 60% and you will appear in the mains examination. So now coming to the paper one. Paper one, there are two papers, paper one and the paper two. As I've told you that paper one relates to the general knowledge, and in that we need to study the history of India, Indian culture, geography of India, Indian polity, topics of social relevance, India and the world, the topics of social relevance in India as well in the world, Indian economy, current and international affairs, and the institutions. Then science and technology, questions related to science and technology. Then Indian legal and the constitutional history and governance, and then the aptitude part and the reasoning part. All these subjects, the question from all these subjects will come into the paper one, and it will be of 150 marks with a 1/3 negative marking. Okay. Then coming to the paper two, this is a law paper, and the subjects which is here is the jurisprudence, international organizations, current international affairs, Indian Constitution, Transfer of Property Act, Indian Evidence Act, Indian Penal Code, Civil Procedure Code, then Criminal Procedure Code, and the Law of Contract. It is also of 150 marks and 1/3 negative marking. So this was about the scheme of this particular examination or the prelims examination. The syllabus of the prelims examination is here. Then we come to the mains examination syllabus. So what is the mains examination syllabus? So as I've told you, there are 5 subjects, and in total there is about 1,000 marks for the mains examination. So coming to the paper one, that is the general knowledge paper. It is also of 200 marks and written in nature. So the first is the history of India, Indian culture, geography of India, Indian polity, topics of social relevance, India and the world, then Indian economy, then current and the international affairs and the institutions, and then the science and technology part, which will come into your GK examination, which is of 200 marks. Then coming to paper two. So when we come to the paper two, then it is a language paper that is also of 200 marks. The first thing is here, that is essay to be written in English. One essay will be given, which you need to write in English, and it will be of 60 marks. 60 marks will be allotted for this particular section. Then coming to the English precise writing, you need to write a precise on of 60 marks in English. Then translation of passage, you will be given a Hindi passage and you need to convert the same into English, and it is of 40 marks. Then coming to the translation of passage from English to Hindu, now you need to convert the English passage into Hindi, and it will also of 40 marks total. In total it is of 200 marks. So this was about the language paper. Now coming to the substantive law part, that is paper 3. It is of 200 marks. Okay, so the first one is the law of contract, law of partnership, law concerning easements and the torts, law connecting to transfer of property, including the principles of equity specifically applicable thereto. Then the principle of equity with special reference to the law of trust, with respect to the law of trust. Then specific relief act, Hindu law, then Mohammedan law, then constitutional law. These are the substantive law paper, that is paper 3, and it is also of 200 marks. Moving on to the paper 4, that is the procedural and the evidence part of the paper, and in this you need to prepare the 2 subjects, basically the CRPC and the CPC, that is Criminal Procedure Code and the Code of Civil Procedure. Then coming to the paper 5, and this is the last paper in this particular examination. So it constitutes, like in paper 5 you will be having the penal, revenue and the local laws of Uttar Pradesh which prevail in Uttar Pradesh. So in this it is also of 200 marks. So firstly the Indian Penal Code, it is of 50 marks. Then certain revenue and local laws from the state of Uttar Pradesh. So the first one is the Uttar Pradesh Zamindari Abolition and Land Reform Act 1951. Then Uttar Pradesh Urban Building Regulation of Letting, Rent and Eviction Act 1972. then Uttar Pradesh Municipality Act, then Uttar Pradesh Panchayati Raj Act, then Uttar Pradesh Consolidation of Holdings Act 1953, then Uttar Pradesh Urban Planning and Development Act 1973, together with the rules framed under the aforesaid act. In these particular act, whatever rules are being prepared. So this was about the last paper. That the paper 5, it is of 200 marks as well, and in total the all papers will constitute 1000 marks. Once you clear this this mains examination, and you will appear in the interview, and interview will also be of 100 marks. So in interview, interview test of candidates caliber, it is actually the calibers test, personality test, and the presence of mind and the knowledge of law, and it will also carry 100 marks. Once you also clear the interview, and then the final merit list will be prepared, and you will be you will be posted as a judicial magistrate in the court after finally selected in this particular examination. So this was about the Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination. Very soon there will be vacancy from the Uttar Pradesh Judicial Service Examination. So keep preparing for this examination, and all the best. So thank you so much for joining us. We will come up with some other judicial service examination schemes in the videos to come. So stay with us, and thank you. Bye bye.